Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another session of Marketing Minute Live.
So today we're talking about those Google My Business listings. And that's one of the trends that you're going to be talking about next in January.
Yep.
There's a blog out that you wrote about it.
Mhm.
But you know what, Jasmine? One of the things that I found is that some small businesses, because of the pandemic, feel like there isn't really a need to pay much attention to those Google My Business listings. Maybe because you're not getting a lot of foot traffic. Your business is closed and you're or close to public traffic in some cases, or maybe you've been overwhelmed with all of the online listings, and maybe that's one of the reasons why you've kind of let the listings go, like keeping it up to date. But it's actually far from the truth that you're only restricted to just that foot traffic that results from the Google My Business listings. It generates visits to your site, it generates phone calls, and also it's a perfect way to capitalize on those micro moments. Those are those moments that people have when they have an instant need for something and they search. They're so much closer to making that purchase. And that's where you want to show up, especially when they want to do business with someone locally.
Right. So even if you feel like you're not necessarily trying to increase foot traffic to your business, you can still use Google My Business if you have a physical location to dominate in the local area. So when someone searches for something, usually the results that come up include local results. So if they are looking for example, business consulting, if your business is nearby, even if you do offer like virtual consulting or online services, your local listing is going to come up. So sometimes people, even if they end up buying from you online, may have found your business from a local listing. So that's why capitalizing on Google My Business can be a really good thing to drive website traffic.
So if you were updating your listings before, all you've got to do is jump back into Google My Business and make sure everything is up to date. One of the things that you'll find is that since the pandemic hit, Google has added new attributes, or you can see those as new opportunities because anyone searching on those attributes, maybe um, whatever they are, there's different ones. There's a variety of new attributes. You want to make sure that you show up for them. So you want to go through them and make sure that the ones that apply to you, that you're filling those out. Let's take a look at an example of a Google listing. Give me a moment. I'll get it up on the screen here. So, someone searching for your company or even searching for your service, it does show the Google listings, or if they perform what's called a near me search. Nowadays, they don't even have to type in near me for it to return companies in the area. But on the right-hand side, what you see is an example of a Google listing. This is actually IGV's Google My Business listing. And there are, it allows you to list your company name, address. You can also provide a link to maybe your online appointment booking systems. People love to see reviews on here and they're able to access the reviews. Let me show you another close-up screenshot here of a Google My Business. I'm actually going to show here a live listing where you can actually see, aside from just the contact information, you're also able to see, like, for example, any posts that we've put out there. That's also available for people to see. So, of course, it's very important that you are keeping it up to date with pictures And that is what you will see if you go out to our pictures, videos of our work, and also reviews, more current information available out there. So there's other information that you can list inside of the Google My Business listing. Um, Aside from just pictures and reviews and keeping it up to date with the latest news and posts and so forth.
Hmm. And using those informations, well, let's talk about actually the attributes. You mentioned them before.
Hmm.
So with the attributes, you can really characterize your business. So when someone stumbles on your Google listing, it's easy for them to get a sense of maybe what you have to offer, or nowadays health and safety precautions. So late in the recent update, Google My Business now has attributes where you can put that masks are required, or that all your staff wear masks, or your temperature is taken before they enter the building, so that way people can feel more comfortable, or at least get a sense of how they can prepare for if they do plan to do business with you and go to your location. And what that will do is that ultimately will improve the customer experience when they have kind of an idea of what they can expect. And you can do that just by adding the attributes onto your listing.
Yeah, and of course, as people are searching for your business, they want to know the latest information. So that definitely makes it helpful for them if you have that information readily available on your listings. And also, another reason to stay up to date with those listings, let's say, for example, because of the inclement weather, just like last week, what we had, you may decide you need to close early.
Mhm.
It would be nice to let people know that just by going into your Google My Business listing and updating that. Now, if you haven't done so already, you'd probably want to also install the Google My Business app on your phone, making it easy for you to make some of these changes on the fly to your Google My Business listing and to keep it up to date.
And keep in mind too, before making any of these changes or keeping your Google My Business account up to date, you're going to need to verify it, because if you don't verify it, then there's no way that you have control over your listing. But that doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that you cannot control the hours or any other information.
And there are a couple ways you can go about doing this. Um, First of all, you'd want to make sure that you're logged into your Google account with your Gmail email address. And once you do that, you can search for your listing online, see if you see it, and then claim that listing. You'll see a link to do so. Another way of going about claiming and verifying your listing would be just to log in to googlemybusiness.com with your, it's not actually, I'm sorry, it's not googlemybusiness.com, it's google.com/my business. I guess I'm so quick to ready to complete this year. Where's my mind going? So, anyhow, you log into Google My Business that way. And once logged in, then you can add your listing to the dashboard. It'll give you the ability to search for your listing by the company name. Now, if you haven't claimed that listing before, you there's a good chance that you'd probably be able to claim it just by means of a phone call. So if the phone number listed is accurate, Google will prompt you to claim it with the phone, and Google will call your business. It's an automated recording. It'll give you a code over the phone. You punch that code in, and then at that point, your business is verified. Now, if the phone number isn't accurate or the address isn't accurate, or I'm sorry, if the phone number isn't accurate, then Google will give you the ability to verify it by means of a postcard. So that's where they will send out a postcard to your address. Of course, it's not instant like the phone verification. It takes about a week or so to get that postcard, but that postcard will have a code written on it. You go back into the Google My Business listing, to verify the listing. It'll prompt you for that code, you punch it in, and from that point in time, your listing is verified. And that's when you can actually start updating and making changes to your listing. You're in full control of that listing.
Mhm. And along with the information that you have on your website, just the basic contact information, you can also create posts on Google as well and post updates or promotions and so on.
Exactly. And one of the things you would definitely want to take advantage of is the call to action button that you're able to add to your post. So there's a variety of different posts that you can create with Google My Business. You have, like, there's the COVID-19 updates that you can add. You can add an event post, and it doesn't have to be an in person event. Even if you have an online event, remember those
Mhm.
call to action buttons allow you to link to the information page about that event. Maybe it's a Zoom event. Zoom seems to be popular this year. Or maybe you have a sale or an announcement, or maybe a new product that you are featuring. These are different types of posts that you can create and allow people to see. Now, remember when I showed you that screen of our listing and you saw where the posts show up? So, as people are searching, they see your listing, they discover pictures, but they also discover posts. And that way, they are aware of what's going on with your company, the latest and the greatest information that they need to know. So you're not just posting on social media, you're also posting the latest update information on Google My Business because people are seeing it and you want them to see that kind of content.
Yep, and posts can really help your Google listings be more memorable and
Mhm.
just like enrich whatever information you have with it. And lastly, you may also want to establish a preferred call to action. What I mean by this is on the Google My Business listing, there's a blue button, and the button can be just a call now or a link to your website or a booking appointments page or even just your shop page. And honestly, that link will depend on what your goal is. That's why you kind of have to think about people are stumbling upon my listing. What do I want them to do next? Do I want them, maybe your goal is to increase appointment booking. So you
Mhm.
should link to that. Maybe you're just trying to increase awareness. So you just link to the home page of your website so they can just explore your website a little bit more. But by kind of having a goal in mind, even with a simple button on your listing, you can really reach your marketing goals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, this is the perfect time. The year is ending, you're planning for next year, um, tying up some loose ends. This is a perfect time to take a look at your listing to see where you need to make those changes, tweak it a bit, and probably even get an advantage on your competition. So, as we close out the year, we look forward to seeing you in the new year. Next month, Jasmine's going to be covering marketing trends. So,
Mhm.
if you haven't signed up for that webinar, you definitely would want to take a look at it because, yes, Google My Business's list. She covers that topic. Um, but along with other trends that you really need to stay up to date on. So take a
Yep.
look at our upcoming webinars and be sure that you don't miss out on them. Another thing I want to mention, I'm really excited about this. So, for our 20th anniversary, remember, we're celebrating 20 years this whole year long. And keep an ear out for some giveaways, some really good giveaways that we will be raffling off on our Facebook page. So keep an eye. Well, not just Facebook. You'll hear about them on our social media channels. And if you want to be the first to hear about them, make sure you join our email list so you don't miss out. But we definitely want to make sure that you take advantage of it, and that way you enter. We've got TV, monitor screens, so lots of fun stuff. I'm just giving
Mhm.
you a little bit of hint. So excited about it though. But that brings us to the end of today's Marketing Minute Live. We want
Our
to
last
thank
one
you
of
for
the year.
joining. I know, wow. But Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in 2021. Please stay safe, and same place, same time, new year. Make it a great week. Enjoy the rest of the week. Take care.